If Taraji P Henson could have heard my thoughts going into this movie, she would not have been happy. My expectations were super low. I felt it was just another vanity project for the actress, the weakest part of Hidden Figures in my opinion, and it seemed like a sloppy gender bend of the Nancy Meyers classic, or at least it would be a classic film if Mel Gibson hadn't torpedoed his career and taken so many wonderful movies with him. And on that note, Taraji P Henson hasn't been making a lot of friends lately herself. But she should be commended and very proud of this movie. What a surprise! As What Men Want is a fascinating look at what it's like for women in the workplace, particularly ambitious women in highly competitive, male-dominated workplaces. I know! Taraji P Henson's Allie Davis might be meant to come across as offensive and uncaring, but except for one scene at a wedding where she's genuinely cruel, and I would have taken that out or at least softened it, for the most part, she seems like a woman stressed out and simply having trouble connecting with other people, personally and professionally, as is often the case with women who are trying to have it all, or at the very least, lay claim to their piece of the pie. I told you, this is amazing. I don't know why they didn't advertise the movie in this way. I think it's a really lost opportunity. And I think this is where it gets really interesting. Women like this are often seen as offensive and uncaring. So I do wonder how maybe other people see the character. But again, to me, I thought she not only came across as very admirable, but downright sympathetic. Now that's not to say she doesn't have some lessons to learn. This is that type of movie. But I'm also happy to say, don't worry guys, there's some good stuff coming for you in just a moment. I don't really think this is totally like some feminist mantra. It's well balanced. But when it comes to her character, she doesn't have to completely change who she is or become less successful to become a better person. This is the best role that I've ever seen for Taraji P Henson. She's smart, her character is smart and funny, and looks fabulous throughout. I loved everything she was wearing. I would love to be her character's friend. But, and here it comes guys, Henson is surrounded by a top-notch supporting cast that shines as well. From her gal pals to her co-agents who are radiating machismo, both in like a sports way. They have some really nice sports cameos too. And they did a good job signaling them because I'm not a sports fan, but I was like, I sense that is a real famous sports individual. But also guys who like the type of guys who are agents. I thought that was really captured quite well. Tracy Morgan is finally allowed to do some subtle acting along with his trademark outlandish humor, and I think his performance is better for the balance. While Josh Brener is a great sidekick for Henson throughout the film as her assistant. He is involved in an LGBT storyline, which I also think is very tastefully and progressively done. And while Aldis Hodge is a beta male to Henson's alpha female, the film never throws him under the bus to try and make her look cool or something. And it actually, I think, does a wonderful job making him an exciting romantic match for her. I thought their romance was fabulous. In fact, from Richard Roundtree to Max Greenfield to Shane Paul McGee is the player Henson is trying to sign. Morgan plays his father. Every single male role in the film is well written, unique, and dignified. So important. As for Brian Bosworth, the fact that a former football player does such a good job delivering biting #MeToo lines as Henson's boss, I was like bowled over. I was like, oh my God, it's incredible that he did such a good job and was willing to play and to go for a touchdown in terms of playing such a horrible character. It was great. He did a great job. I'm very impressed. I mean this in a positive way. I think the whole film also is helped by director Adam Shankman, who has a long resume of this type of movie. And I think he gives the film a slicker, broader appeal than many quote-unquote black films have in the past. In fact, I think to describe this movie as a quote-unquote black film would do it a disservice. It's just a great movie. And I think it actually has a lot in common with Working Girl. Of course, Working Girl came out at a time when that type of movie was very unusual, but I think that this movie does a good job of continuing that discussion. I really mean that. Finally, I'm sure some of you are waiting, I have to give a shout out to Erykah Badu, who nails her role as a freaky psychic. She is not only genuinely hilarious, but she gives a surprisingly nuanced and interesting performance. She was a lot of fun to watch, and they actually had some end credit scene with stuff with her that she really ran with. I mean, clearly they just let her go, and she's actually quite good at improvisation, it seems. Better than some of the other actresses she was working off of for those end credit scenes. She was great. A lot of people sat and watched all of them just to see what she would do. So I highly recommend this movie, especially if you're a type A woman. Go take some other type A women and you will totally relate. So that's my review of What Men Want. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts about it down below. And also, it's, again, great depiction of guys in a very romantic movie. So I really do feel it's for everyone and for a lot of different occasions for why you might want to go to the movies. Like Valentine's Day is coming up, and I think this is a good choice. All right, so share your own thoughts about the movie down below. And of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.